Hi everybody, CohhCarnage here with a quick early thoughts video, this time on Stellar Blade. When I first saw this game, I was a little optimistic. It looked pretty cool, but have to admit, there were certain assets this game had, which made me a little concerned about it, as sometimes when games lean very heavily into their assets, that sometimes can mean the gameplay suffers. So, and that's not in all cases, Nier being a great example, but in a lot of cases, that's just kind of how it is. The whole kind of, assets sell things. So maybe the game doesn't need as much of that other stuff to kind of, carry the weight as it is. So when I first started playing Stellar Blade, I did not play the demo, for the record. I kind of approached it from a joking angle, kind of like, oh, let's see how this is. Let's see how the game is, Went in with relatively mid to low expectations. I've now spent about 4 hours with the game, and I can safely say that Stellar Blade is awesome. It is actually a really cool, well-made, fun game. And the thing about Stellar Blade that made me really kind of fundamentally realize that I was having a good time is the same feeling that hit me about midway through the recent Fallout TV show. And what that was is there was about halfway through the Fallout TV show, something clicked for me. And that is, I'm a huge Fallout fan and I'm loving this show, but I would like this show if it had nothing to do with Fallout. And when I realized that is when I realized that like, oh, maybe this is a really good show. And I feel that way about Stellar Blade, where it's kind of like after playing it for a little bit, I kind of realized like, wait a second, this is just a great game. Like I would play this game if it had no phenomenal assets. Like it's just a solid action game. It's got very cool advancement mechanics. The combat feels a little chunky, but that's by design. So it has like this, the combat feels a little slower than traditional action games, but that's because there's kind of like this built-in micro delay / queuing system that makes it so I feel like parrying and blocking is a little easier. I think some people will just look at it and go, this feels like input delay and I don't like it. And when I first started using the combat system, it did feel a little bit weird. But then when you learn about like the parry system and you realize that the parry system kind of like almost overrides that delay a little bit. Like if you're having that slightly delay feeling combat, but the enemy starts to attack, parry feels like it has no delay. So it creates this weird feeling where it's kind of like the damage dealing part of and the dodging part of combat feels the slightest bit delayed, but the parries actually feel pretty on point. So it's kind of it's an interesting weird feeling. That's not normal, but some people I think say it feels a little uncomfortable. For me, after using it for a little bit, it started feeling great. So yeah, there is a little bit of a delay, but it lets parrying be a lot more kind of, it makes it more intuitive almost in some ways. But anyway, let's go back to the thoughts video. Combat after a little bit feels fine / good. Advancement mechanics, they're palpable and look good as well. Lots of skills to get. Enemy variety is awesome. I've really liked the enemies so far I've encountered in this game. They're unique, they're weird. I dig it. Level design, great. Lots of verticality, lots of little off the main path hidden stuff. Really enjoying that as well. Tons of loot everywhere. It's been really enjoyable. Music's been good, although a little repetitive. But yeah, overall, just at the end of my early thoughts video here, game is good. Stellar Blade, solid. I don't want to call it a Souls-like, but solid kind of action, Devil May Cry style game. It's not really a Neo. It's not really a Dark Souls. It's not really a Surge. It firmly is in kind of that action combat, Devil May Cry. You're doing combos, that kind of thing. So, but still feels good. Still feels great, and definitely enjoying it. So anyway, that's it right now. So far, Stellar Blade has been awesome. I do only have like 4 hours into it. I'm planning on at least finishing the main story, and maybe we'll make a more thorough thoughts video when we get to the end, because I've heard some mixed things about the stories and characters. Some people are claiming they absolutely love them, and others are claiming they're like super one-dimensional. I don't know yet. We'll see, but it'll be fun. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the stream. Twitch.tv/CohhCarnage. See you then.